Hello. What we're working on today is how to make your meal planning easier. For a lot of clients I work with, it is either they're having difficulty getting dinner on the table for their family and all the steps that go into doing that, or I work with a lot of young people that are having difficulty feeding themselves because things aren't planned out. What I'm going to be working with today, the tool that I'm going to work with that I've worked with for years is called Trello. And this is the main page for Trello. Let me pull up the board. So within Trello, you have boards. This is my grocery board. And I put a little grocery store kind of situation behind it. That works for me. For some people, that's just too busy. The main two lists I want you to focus on right now is the shopping list and the grocery options. The other great thing about Trello is you can create an app, not necessarily an app, but you can create maybe a widget. I'm not sure what it would be called. Tell me in the comments what it's called. But you can put on your home screen of your phone this exact board. And you can also share this board with other people. You can go over here to share. You can add people to your share list. And when my oldest son was home, I would have this on my phone. My oldest son would have this on his phone, and my husband would have this on his phone. And so whatever was on the shopping list, whoever got to the store first, everybody always had the shopping list. So everybody that had a car and was able to pick up groceries had a shopping list. So when I first created this, my perfectionist brain wanted to go, okay, what are all the grocery options that we ever might want to buy? And then I said, stop. Let's just take these things one thing at a time. And so what I did is the grocery options list grew as we created grocery lists instead of taking time up front to do it. And I'm going to explain to you what this week 1, week 2, there's 5 weeks of meals here, dinners that I did dinners. You can do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can do whatever you'd like. And I'll explain to you exactly how to do this. But for the shopping list, let your grocery options grow as you build your shopping list. So for example, if we were to put something like, I always have to really think about how to spell broccoli. Hopefully I got it right. But let's say something like broccoli, pretending that we didn't already have it on the list because I know I do. There it is. So I would put it on my grocery list, right? And as I'm shopping for groceries, as I'm at the store with my phone, I'm going to go, okay, I picked up the broccoli and I'm going to drag it back over here. Now it's on my grocery items list or my grocery options list. And it doesn't matter where you put it exactly because you can always sort it later. And so I'll sort them alphabetically. Sometimes I will get more than one thing because sometimes I'll just type it in instead of, let's say we need buttermilk, instead of dragging it over like I can do. Sometimes I type it in. That's okay. You can just go, okay, I have more than one of these. Let's just archive that. I don't need it. Same with the broccoli. Archive that. Okay. So that's your shopping list. That's how you build your grocery options list. To create these things, you just go add a card and you put, you might say milk, and then you hit enter. Okay. And a really kind of cool thing, when I had my oldest son shopping, he maybe I said I wanted a stain spray, right? But he might not know what that looks like. So I was able to take a picture, attach a picture. You just go here to attachment. You can do this on your phone. And then you go to choose a file. And, you know, I'm on my computer, but you would end up choosing the photo option on your phone of the picture that you took. Okay. Same with the spaghetti sauce. I wanted to know exactly which one. So if you have specific ones or specific items that you want in certain brands, you can take pictures. You can add information on them. So that is all that part. I hope that all makes sense. If you are like me and you just like things to look fun, over here, if you go to the 3 dots and you go to change background, you have all kinds of options. Like what I did is I just put in grocery and I had all these options. And so I chose this one, but I could change it to, something like that if I wanted to. It's uploading. It's going to change. I actually like my other one better though. So I actually like this one too. Let's change it to this one. Okay. So I'm going to change that back. I spent a lot of time in the veggie aisle. Okay, so how do we actually build out the menus to make it simple? What I want you to do is take a piece of paper or a notebook, whatever you'd like, and I want you to write out if we're doing dinners, like we did in this case, every dinner that your family eats. And if you're going to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I would do these separate. I would do breakfast, every breakfast meal that your family eats, and then I would do lunch, every lunch meal that your family eats, dinner, so on. For this, I just did dinner. And because if I have dinner planned, everything kind of falls into place. Lunch can be leftovers. It just works out that way. So what I want you to do is write down everything you can think of that your family eats and pair it with things. So if you have like steak and broccoli, write that out. Or it might just be steak and veggies. You might say something like that. Okay, so I did that. I wrote out all the things and then I put them here. I got rid of a few things that I knew we didn't really eat that often or didn't really like that much. And so taco salad or burritos is an example here. I know all the ingredients that I need. And so I can leave these ingredients here by going here and going to copy, create card, saving it, and then pulling them over. Okay. So that is a way you can do that. I'm just going to archive that to get rid of it. So I know all the ingredients that I need to make the taco salad or burritos. Corned beef and cabbage, same thing, fish and veggies. And then I like to, this is just my personal preference, I like to have a breakfast item that I make each week. So this is just an example of week one. I have I took a menu that has all the days of the week. And I got that offline and just printed it out and then I laminated it. And I don't think I have one right here with me. I don't, but I took a wet erase marker instead of a dry erase marker that just kind of easily comes off. It's a wet erase marker where you wet a towel to wipe it off. And I just look at my list of items and I just pick what I want. And then I know what I need for grocery items. And what's nice with having these cards underneath the items is you can go, okay, I already have onions. Don't need that. I already have bacon. Don't need that. I already have the stuff I need for beef broth. Don't need that, but I might need cauliflower. Okay. So you're not going to need every item here, but you'll see what the things are that you're going to need. What I did, I have to make this small in order to get the bar on the bottom for some reason. Okay. So let's see if I can get this moved over anyway. There we go. Okay. So these just swipe over and then you just add a list. Okay. And this could be week 6. And that would add another list. And in order to get these colors here, so here is one that I was going to create. So over here I have one that's called recipes. And what that means is I don't have these things put in here yet, but I'd like to in the future. I also have a list called quick items. These are items, it takes no more than 10 minutes to put these things together. Okay. So that is an option as well. So to show you like how I made these colors, you go here and you go to change cover and you can pick any of these colors. You can upload images if you want to, whatever you'd like. I'm sure I could go into images and find like meatballs and sauce or, that kind of thing. But what I did is I just chose a color. If you choose that option, it just puts a little color on the top. Or you can choose the full color option and that will make the whole thing that color. The reason I like to do the colors is because it separates the items and makes it pretty clear to see like, okay, everything underneath this is for this recipe. So because I have 5 weeks of items and what I have this at for 5 weeks is 3 meals where I'm cooking 3 meals for the week. Sometimes I'll do more. Sometimes I'll do less. It just depends on how much food we already have in the fridge. So if you don't do leftovers, you're going to want to plan for 7 days a week. If you do leftovers, you might do 3 like me. You might do just a little bit more. I do highly recommend having your quick options. Maybe if your family, it's like sandwiches or cereal or whatever, things that you can just throw in at any point. Like this meat and cheese wraps, we always have the items to create this. Fried eggs and veggies, we always have the items to make that. These two, I might have to pick up a roast chicken or something like that. Having 5 weeks of items, I don't have to say, okay, on week 1, I'm having these items. I could, but I don't have to. What I can do is go, okay, taco salad sounds good this week. Pizza casserole sounds good. Polish sausage with cabbage sounds good. And I can put those 3 items on the menu. And then for the days that we're doing leftovers, I'll just put leftovers. So yeah, I think that covers everything. It's just a recap. There is building your grocery list. Oh, let's see if I can get this to move over. Here we go. It's usually much better. I think what's happening is my bar doesn't tend to want to disappear like it's supposed to. So you have your shopping list that you're going to use to build your grocery items. You have your recipe cards that you're going to build by writing down everything that your family eats for dinner. If you're doing the example like I have here, you are going to pull those recipes, which I think I skipped before. You're going to pull those recipes if you have recipes. If you don't, and you just know off the top of your head exactly what goes into that, because oftentimes when we're cooking for like families and stuff like that, we've made it enough times we know exactly what goes in. But if you don't know, pull the recipes and find out exactly what goes in. Create the cards. And in this example, we would add a card, and just to give like the fish and veggies, for example, if I didn't have the fish already, I would just say fish, and I would drag it up to the place that it belongs to. And you can just create your grocery list as you go. Once you have this really figured out, you can just pull items over. Okay, I want bacon, I want bananas, I want some berries, we might need some butter. You see how that works? And I don't actually need those things, so we're going to track them back. Yeah, usually what I will do is build a Trello board and then offer it to you guys like I did with the 12-week year. If you didn't catch that video, 12-week year is a fantastic goal planning technique for people with ADHD because it shrinks your goals down into 3-month windows instead of whole year windows. The point to that story is on that I offered you the 12-week year Trello board to take for yourself, where I already made it for you with all the items that you need. With this, I don't have that prepared for you. I could, if you want to let me know in the comments, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing. Can you create the board for me? I'm happy to do that for you. Just let me know that that's something that you want. And I hope that this is helpful to you guys. And let me know if you have any questions. I didn't really have an outline for this. I'm just showing you exactly what I use. And I hope this all makes sense. All right. Thank you guys, and I will see you next week.